Here's how I would help Karrion Kross if I was given the position to do so. This is not a fantasy book. I'm pretty sure in terms of like money and placement, this is probably where they're gonna go one way or another. But let's say in the realm I am given, oh hey kid, we always heard you create this stuff. Here's your shot. Book Karrion Kross to look good at the end of or by WrestleMania. All right. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna agree with that. We're going to draft Karrion Kross. We're gonna give him about 2 weeks off. 2 weeks off. We're going to let the feud start to, simmer. We're going to start to see what the crowd reaction is. Just 2 weeks, though. See who's getting a little bit over, who gets the biggest pop. Get to the 3rd week. We're approaching, let's say, a pay-per-view. Sorry, premium live event. We're approaching a premium live event. And there is, let's say, a nice big brawl going on between 2 factions at the time. We're gonna put Karrion Kross on the screen. We're gonna turn off all the lights and we're gonna put Karrion Kross on the screen. Karrion is then going to recreate his character in front of your eyes. He's gonna claim, I've been saying TikTok for the longest time, and it feels like time just keeps moving forward. I wanted to end your times, but I'm realizing some things are forever. Except your lives aren't. That's it. It goes black, and everybody's just sitting there stunned. We see how the response is to that. The next week, before, the big promo, before the big thing, before the da-da-da, this and that, you put Karrion Kross in a match with either the number 1 contender or since we have a vacated championship, I could do it with this side. Yeah, you put him in with one of the number 1 contenders for your main match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Karrion Kross wins that. It is so expected that whoever is going on their way is going to roll steam. We're going to break that strategy for Karrion Kross. We are then going to have Karrion Kross do a beatdown that's going to make all the security guards and Adam Pearce come out. We will then get a report that Karrion's actions have caused whoever he was facing to not be at 100%. Let's say even in the given realm, it's Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins does great with the injury storyline, coming back from an injury to take a win. You could build up a babyface through those actions. Karrion Kross now has the potential to ruin events. We let the pay-per-view go by. He does nothing during the pay-per-view. It just happens. People are like, so why did he do that? Next night, whoever's the champion comes out, says, I'm so proud. I'm so happy that I was able to come back, even though I came back from an injury. Karrion does it again. Drags the body of the heavyweight champion out and says, it's never been about titles for me. Everybody in this company seems to think that titles mean a legacy that stands the test of time. I am the Reaper. I am the one that is the wild card that does what he wants, when he wants, and I'm tired of playing by the rules of this system claiming that I have to, and you keep playing on that time shit. Everybody's time is up. And we make Karrion Kross, instead of it being like, oh, he's got to get the big victory and he's got to ascend the belt. He's the chaos agent. We can make Karrion the person who appears randomly in the middle of hot ass feuds and puts a damper on it. Says the attention will not be taken from me at any given point in time. You start inserting him down the line into like some of these, little tiny, like Raven, yes. You start inserting him into these tiny little, we're going to say upper, lower card, mid card feuds, and he just starts ruining shit and starts demanding more. Then you get a challenger that steps up and says, you've been making it worse for this brand. I wish they would just draft you. You want to get rid of me? Come take me out. He takes out another person. Now he's just a wrecking machine. He doesn't want titles. When he steps on the scene, you're done. We stop having him. He becomes we're gonna make him a main attraction. We're gonna intertwine almost not even everybody's, because not everybody's storyline needs this, but you could always play on it. We're gonna make him that person that lurks in the back. Now, every superstar, every wrestler on the roster, even though they're going through their feuds, they'll slightly mention, yo, have you seen Karrion around, by the way? No, you looking for him? No, I'm trying to stay away from him. Not after what he did, da-da-da. And you can start blending the lines. Oh, I heard you was talking about me or whatever. And da-da-da. You see, and we make him a storyline generator. Then he can win or lose, but he's still the threat of, if he even walks out into the crowd, stares at, let's say, Roman Reigns, and then just walks off. Everybody's like, no, is he gonna hurt it? Oh my God. Is he gonna be the reason why this person wins the championship? You see? And now, so we start building towards, or let's say we've done all of this, and now we're at the Royal Rumble. Obviously, we can't have Karrion Kross win the fucking Rumble. Not gonna happen. Too many storylines with too many, but we can do with Karrion what we do with the path to WrestleMania for somebody. Take the hottest person not involved clearly in the storyline. So you know how like Sami Zayn was hot, but Cody Rhodes had to win the Rumble. Take two opponents that are, or take two people who are really like, or build somebody else up alongside him who needs the Rumble to get their shot. Karrion's the one who eliminates them, ruins the dream. Everybody's like, oh, I thought they were going to give it to him this year. I thought we chanted loud enough. Okay. Now the night after the Royal Rumble, Karrion says, I am going to ruin your main event unless you give it to me. Unless you, do you see what I've done? Do you think because you're on a different brand that I won't find you? There's always Survivor Series. You see how we play into that? Obviously, these are not happening in any event, but you know what I mean. And it's like, yo, da-da-da. Depending on where we are in this universe, we are going to assume, and I'm only doing this because this is the only superstar I could play this feud off as I've built it up in my head, but replace with whoever. I like this because it gives a little bit back to the fans. Let us assume that Drew McIntyre is the World Heavyweight Champion. Going through a challenger, the Royal Rumble winner picks the undisputed champion. Let's say we even do the Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns thing. So Drew McIntyre says, I have no challengers, builds up a big banger feud with Gunther. We could do the Sheamus one-on-one, we could build that feud up. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. They're getting ready. We're looking at that as possibly the WrestleMania match. Karrion Kross takes out Sheamus. Off the card. Everybody says, yo, it's not, it feels like it's kayfabe, but like, with the way things have been going, you play on that kayfabe. It's a real injury. He's not going to be appearing. Make him come on the show injured. Then you could even have him come back with a return or whatever. In case, like, in the realm, you can also use this in case he actually does get injured. These are all backup plans that I'm ushering out in the top of my head. Karrion Kross has ruined the main event, the dream match for Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre wanted to put on an absolute classic with his brother Sheamus. And notice how I said here, ruined the dream match. Karrion Kross comes out 2 weeks later because Drew McIntyre is looking for him. He goes to each show trying to say, I thought you was going to be here, and he calls him out. The lights go out. Drew McIntyre comes out. So let's say he goes to Raw, then he goes to SmackDown. Let's even say he goes to NXT. Let's just throw everybody in there. Goes to these shows, can't find him. Next Monday night on Raw, Drew McIntyre comes out, says, I'm tired of looking for you. You've talked all this time. You've talked about time so much. You've talked about how you're going to threaten the longevity of our business, of our sport, and you've threatened me and you've hurt my friends. Or you hurt my brother. This isn't about you said it wasn't about titles, but it's clear that you're coming at me because you want this title. Put Karrion Kross right on the same screen. The same way we debuted the new character, we do the same thing again. And remember, we've only done this twice now for Karrion. Karrion comes out and says, how beautiful a circle we've gone. Where you started and where I started is where you will end and I will end. A beautiful collection of darkness and light. Just a semblance of hope drifting away in the wind. And right when you think you've grabbed that beautiful piece of gold in a sea of sand, just when you think it's come across your fingertips, I crossed you. And let that be a t-shirt. Just let that be a t-shirt. I crossed you. Now it's time to silence and extinguish the light. You should know. You always used to be an arbiter of broken dreams. Everybody goes, oh shit, he mentioned the theme song, Broken Dreams. WrestleMania, book the match. Drew McIntyre comes out with the Broken Dreams theme song because it's all been about the broken dream. Literally for his brother Sheamus, Drew McIntyre wins the feud. We could elevate Karrion Kross to go anywhere after that because that feud and him losing it does not hurt because it revitalizes Drew McIntyre's will to go forward. He keeps the World Heavyweight Championship, or you could even have Karrion Kross beat him. Either way, you have a 50-50 split. It's still a great split for both people. I think that if Karrion Kross were to win that, obviously Drew McIntyre does the rematch. Sheamus returns and says, hey, fella, you forgot about me? And he's like, of course not. I was fighting in your honor. Well, just because you don't have a championship doesn't mean I don't want to beat the shit out of you. Launch them off. Pride battle, all that. That's how I would revitalize, or that's how I would move forward with Karrion Kross.